Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. And for this particular video, ladies and gentlemen, kindly let me know the name of the county you are watching us from and whether you are also experiencing flooding. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, Cyprian Nyakundi caused huge political storm in the Republic of Kenya after leaking details of Raila Odinga's plan to come to the rescue of Johnson Sakaja. Nyakundi revealed the details through his official Twitter handle. This is what Nyakundi posted. Let me just read it for you. Yesterday, Sakaja requested Baba to arrange a meeting with all Azimio Nairobi MPs at Jaramogi Oginga Odinga's foundation, and the meeting happened between 3:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. where Sakaja requested the MPs for their protection after facing a backlash from UDA MPs. All Azimio MPs gave Sakaja a 1-month deadline to shape or be impeached. They also asked Raila not to protect Sakaja. Sakaja has been telling his handlers that he gave Baba 200 million. That is very heavy political statement. And then he followed it again with another statement, another tweet. Now happening, I think, later. After yesterday's meeting, Raila fixed a meeting for Sakaja together with Senator Kajwang, who is the Senate PAC chair, and some ODM Nairobi MPs to plan how to clean him in the audit. The meeting is currently happening at Sakaja's Sakahola's office. So in short, Nyakundi is alleging that yesterday, which I think yesterday, Johnson Sakaja met with Nairobi ODM MPs. I don't know how MPs, members of parliament, are supposed to save him from impeachment, but maybe the MCS. And then he later stated that after that meeting, then Raila then organized a meeting with Moses Kajwang, who is a member, who is the chair of the PAC committee. Now, for me, meeting with Kajwang, for me, is more important than meeting with the MPs. And of course, the Nairobi Azimio MPs were very clear to Sakaja that he must work on certain things, and they gave him 1 month. Otherwise, they are going to initiate his impeachment. And the response from Kenyans on that post were fast and furious. In this video, I want to reveal to you guys why Kenyans are actually mad with Raila Odinga for meeting or organizing meeting with Sakaja. But before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. First of all, let us go back to 2022 election. For those who followed the Nairobi gubernatorial election, it was clear from the onset that the person most Nairobians, especially Azimio supporters, wanted to win the presidency was none other than Tim Wanyonyi. But the other fact is that Nairobi is always negotiated at the national table. And that's how Azimio ended up with Polycarp Igathe as the candidate. And when the results were finally announced, it was clear that a section of Azimio supporters ended up voting for Sakaja. Sakaja defeated Polycarp Igathe by close to 120,000 votes. Remember, at the presidential level, Raila Odinga defeated William Ruto, which means there are some voters who voted for Raila, and of course, they also voted for Sakaja. But At the county level, UDA party managed to win 36 seats. ODM followed closely by 35 seats, MCS. Jubilee had 5, which means already Azimio had 40. Wiper had 4, which means now 44. And of course, there were other parties also, I think, had some, like I know Moses Kuria's party had 1, which goes to the other side. And of course, there were also some two other independent. So which means in total, Azimio had the highest number of MCs. Now we have Sakaja as the governor, Sifuna as the senator, Azimio, Pasaris as the women rep, and then you have majority of MCs, Azimio. So which means Sakaja had to be innovative enough for him to control Nairobi politics. Remember, there was also the infighting in Kenya Kwanza, because majority of UD MPs were predominantly Kikuyus. So there's a way they started aligning themselves with Rigathi Gachagua. So when Sakaja named his cabinet, he decided to appoint some of Raila Odinga's allies. There are several, but at least I know 3 directly. He nominated Ibrahim Huma, who was Raila Odinga's PA, very close ally of Raila Odinga, a good friend of mine, as a CEC for Barrows, something like that. But I think currently is the CEC for environment, water, and all those things. And he also appointed Michael Gumo. For those who remember, when Tim Onyanyi was running for the governor, Michael Gumo was destined to become the member of parliament for Westlands. So when Tim Onyanyi was persuaded to come back to Westlands, then it meant Michael Gumo had to step down. And of course, Azimio did not manage to win the presidency. So Raila Odinga, I think, decided to fix Michael Gumo in Sakaja's cabinet. And he also appointed Oscar Omoke. For those who know, Oscar Omoke is a former parliamentary aspirant on ODM ticket for Langata. Is the one who was defeated by Nixon Korir. And when Jalango was given the ODM ticket, of course, Raila Odinga also, I think, promised Oscar Omoke something. And therefore, when Sakaja fronted the opportunity of having some of Raila Odinga's team in his cabinet, he decided to front Omoke. Omoke is actually not a CEC, but a chief officer. So that's how Raila Odinga started working with Sakaja. But as fate would have it, currently, if you ask anybody who is a resident of Nairobi, they will agree that Sakaja has failed. In fact, most people had hoped that Sakaja was going to make things work, but things are not working the way he planned. So when the news about Raila Odinga planning to save Sakaja, because remember, Sakaja is now alone. UD MPs from Nairobi have abandoned him. UD elections are coming up in Nairobi. I'm 100% sure that is going to be washed. The MCS, UDA MCS in Nairobi are against him. So which means Sakaja is now relying purely on the support of ODM to survive. And that is how politics is played. But because Sakaja has failed, and because most people, especially ODM supporters, did not vote for him, they feel that Raila Odinga's move to support him is wrong at this particular time. So in this video, I want to talk about why Raila Odinga supporters are angry with Raila Odinga for trying to salvage Sakaja. But before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. Why do you think ODM supporters for the first time are very angry with Raila Odinga? Number one, they strongly believe that Azimio supporters never voted for Sakaja. And because they never voted for Sakaja, Sakaja's failure is not their fault. So they don't understand why Raila Odinga is not the one who is coming to the aid of Sakaja. So basically, they believe that Raila Odinga is making himself part of the problem of Nairobi. Because Nairobi is facing serious problems, I'm told. And therefore, Raila Odinga is placing himself right at the center. So that in the next election, if someone were to run, Raila Odinga will be blamed. You all know that Raila is going to Addis Ababa. But the Nairobians are feeling everything bad. So, for example, you see, Robert Alai, I think, is one of the best MCS we have in the Republic of Kenya, based on the functions of MCS. Robert Alai has been fighting against illegal structures in Kileleshwa. Sakaja has been approving and defending those illegal structures or construction. So when the floods came, some of the contributing factors were those illegal structures or buildings. So Kenyans saw Sakaja going there, warning Kenyans, blah, blah, about approvals, and Kenyans were reminding him about his original stand. So Raila Odinga is placing himself right at the center of Nairobi problem. Number two, it is also clear to most of Raila Odinga supporters that most of the leaders have actually mastered Raila Odinga and they know how to deal with him. That they can go out, mess things up, and then after messing things up, then they look for Raila Odinga for cleansing. That is basically the feeling of most of Azimio supporters who have disagreed with Raila Odinga on this matter. And in fact, for me, I think Raila Odinga has exposed himself so much that it's easier for someone to mess up than go to him for cleansing. Number three, it's also portraying Raila Odinga as a beneficiary of the mess in Nairobi. Because remember, according to Nyakundi, Sakaja is telling his close associates that he gave Raila Odinga 200 million. Where can Sakaja get 200 million to give? He can only get it from the county. And if he were to get that 200 million from the county, if indeed it's true, because I doubt if it's true, if he were to give it to Raila Odinga, the 200 million, then it means someone somewhere is going to suffer, which is definitely the voter of Nairobi. So it's painting Raila Odinga in a bad way, and they don't like it. And lastly, they also believe, and this is why they are very angry and bitter with Raila, that Raila is getting into UDA internal wars. Let Sakaja and UDA MPs, let Sakaja, UDA MCS, let Sakaja and the deputy president fight their wars in Nairobi. Let them fight. If they want to impeach Sakaja, let Azimio help them impeach him. If it goes to Senate, let them go. Because I know for sure that Raila Odinga might also still want to support Tim Wanyonyi. And of course, if elections were to be held today in Nairobi, the person who is definitely going to win, if elections were to be held today, is not Tim Wanyonyi, it's not Sakaja. That person is none other than Babu Owino. If Nairobi were to go for election today to elect the new governor, Babu Owino is going to become the next governor. So I don't know whether that's something also which is worrying some of these people. But until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.